I've cracked the front there. I've broke it. Well, I was going to start this video and compare these two lenses here. This is the 50mm 1.8 OSS for the APS-C. This is the 50mm 1.8 FE, obviously for the full range. So I was going to compare these, but don't buy cheap step-up rings. Don't buy cheap step-up rings because this is stuck and I need to take this bastard off. Don't buy cheap ones. I'm going to get this off. We'll continue this video. All right. I was kidding. Don't use a grinder. We're gonna try and get this off with some pincers or something, or pliers. See what we can do. This is it. So, now that we got this piece of shit off, we can actually start this lens comparison. So, the moral of the story is don't get cheap step-up rings or step-down rings, whichever. If you get really cheap ones, the thread on this will actually start to mold into the thread on that if it gets tightened too tight. Now, I don't remember tightening it too tight, but it's been on here for a very long time. And yeah, I'm really annoyed that I actually put it on because now I've cracked the lens. I've cracked the lens. That sucks, but I don't think it ruined the performance of it. It still works perfectly fine from what I've seen, but this can go in the bin now, so thanks. So anyway, let's get straight into which lens I think is best for you to buy. Now, I'm just gonna tell you right now, and then I'll explain the reasons why. Now, I'm gonna give you three major reasons why one of these lenses is the winner. Now, I've tested these, and the winner is this thing. I believe this thing is better for your money. This has definitely the bang for your buck. And I'm gonna give you three reasons why. Now, this thing has what's called a DC focus motor, and this has a stepping drive. Now, the one big thing about this is it extends, the barrel sort of extends out, protruding out from the lens. That is a big difference, especially if you don't want any moving parts on the outside for dust to sort of get in. This one, it focuses internally, so it is, it seems to be a lot quieter as well. This one is so much louder. Let's put it on the A6000. Why not? We're right here. I'm gonna show you guys what it sounds like. Man, that is loud. Let's chuck on the 50mm 1.8 OSS. Focusing. Now, one of the second reasons why you might choose the OSS lens is for that reason. The OSS is that optical steady shot. So the A6000 and the A6300 that I've got, I think the A6400 don't have IBIS. Now, if you do own those cameras, OSS lenses are a gold mine because having steady footage is very, very important. OSS definitely does take out a lot of those micro jitters. Now, with photography, OSS does make a difference because if you do press that shutter button, you are shaking the camera a little bit. Now see, I'm pressing that and the camera is shaking a little bit. That is really hard to sort of get away from with photography. You can hold it obviously two hands, you can have it up against your face, but you're still always going to be moving the camera when you're going to be taking that shot. Unless you are completely on a tripod and you do have a timer, so you've got a 2-second countdown timer which takes a photo for you. Landscape photographers do it that way, mainly for that reason, is that they reduce that shutter. But if you don't have time to chuck it on a tripod and you do want to take some quick landscape shots, having OSS does make a difference. So now the third reason why you would probably get this one over the FE 50mm 1.8 is probably the focus speed. Now in video, it is extremely noticeable. It is so much slower in the FE lens in comparison to the OSS APS-C lens. Now the settings were exactly the same in camera as well. So that is the big difference, is that I did have it on fast and responsive. This performed so much faster than an FE lens. That tend to pulse a little bit, but it was very slow in catching that focus. So if you do tend to film faster subjects, this one would be to go. When it came to photography, it was very similar, but you could still notice the speed of the OSS lens in comparison to the FE lens. So now in terms of weight, they are very similar weighted. Now this comes in at about 202 grams, this comes in at 192 grams. So there's only 10 grams difference, which is pretty much just like a cap or a lens cap. You don't even notice too much difference there. They are a very similar build size. The FE lens obviously is a little bit bigger because you do need the back to be a little bit bigger. Now I did try this on my A7 III and you can see there is a lot of vignetting, but you can also see if you cropped in by, I think it was 120%, you could cut out pretty much a lot of that vignetting. So you could actually use this with a full frame camera, providing that you're going to be cropping in. So if you shoot in 4K and you crop in by 120%, this lens will actually do really well. Even if you do shoot in APS-C mode when you're videoing, that's perfectly fine. But I mean, you could leave it in full frame mode and then just crop in post. That's perfectly fine. But just remember, if you are using crop mode for photography, you're only going to use partial amount of that sensor. So you're actually going to be losing a lot of megapixels. And your images won't obviously be as sharp and crisp because you can be losing a lot of megapixels. So I hope you found that useful, guys. If you did, hit that like button. That would be absolutely amazing. If you do want to pick this up, link is in the description below. Otherwise, pick it up secondhand. You can probably pick these up eBay, Gumtree, whatever your secondhand shops are in the States or whatever country you're in. Fantastic lens, definitely recommend it, couldn't recommend it enough. It is definitely better than the FE when it comes to APS-C cameras. Other than that, subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be absolutely amazing. There'll be plenty more content coming for you guys. My name's Jason Morris, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, let's get it.